there are no moves yet. Let me even check, because we see that Magnus Carlsen has not made a move yet. I don't, and that's it. On the top 6 boards, nobody dared to move yet on the first move. Yeah, this is a old picture.
I don't know what that's doing there, but there you go.
Yes, okay, everybody's confused. Just this starting position drives everyone crazy. There is a first move by Putinavicius. Simply, he's probably so excited that he gets the chance to play freestyle. He couldn't wait. He switched from the classical open to here, and let's just see very quickly his first move. It is e4. Yuanji has also made up his mind. It's also e4, just they are going very safe. Yeah, the queen from e1 protects the e4 pawn. It can't be a mistake. That's how I feel about this move.
Yeah, pawn to e4 definitely looks like an option, right? As I say, it's not totally clear. I'm very curious what Magnus will do. I think it will be a central pawn. I have a feeling it will also be e4, maybe g4.
Well, yeah, with Magnus you never know.
No.
Yeah, expect the unexpected. I just would like to highlight that if basically white plays the move d4, then just to illustrate that maybe you have to consider the Scandinavian. D takes e5, queen takes e5, reverse. It's not even a reverse, it's just a crazy kind of Scandinavian. The point being that white's knight is on h1, so it's not like from g1 you go knight f3 or knight c3 in the classical chess, right? It leads to some confusion, and then imagine whoever castles first in this game will actually have a big advantage because things will heat up in the center. Crazy. I'm afraid to play d4, honestly, from the white's perspective here.
And careful, because in that position, Peter, just to illustrate, if you say, well, let's swap the queens with queen c3, oops, all of a sudden queen takes h2, and it's
game over.
It's game over. The rook hangs.
The rook is trapped. I also wanted to highlight another one, if you're already talking about blunders, that if white plays the move f4, targeting the queen, then there's a tiny little check on d4, picking up the rook on g1. It just shows that you have to be extremely careful. I don't really expect to see d4 on many of the games. It's just too risky. Yeah, it feels too risky for absolutely no reason. The move that we have seen in many of the other games, e4 is a solid kind of choice. You know that e4 can't be a mistake. But then later the follow-up, for example, e4, e5, f4, trying to play the king's gambit. Well, but there is also bishop c5. That might be a real problem. Yeah? Imagine bishop c5 and then the rook again. We have to play knight f2. That's not a king's gambit anymore. I wanted to highlight that after e takes f4, d4 might look like an interesting one, but even this looks perfectly good for black, because this rook h8, knight h8 construction is so nicely placed. So forget about this gambit. And Magnus taking his time. hero, and we are getting more results. Aravind Grigoryan, Sergei Grigoryan held Aravind Jithamlan to a draw. Piorun held Aronyan to a draw. We don't know exactly, maybe according to the game, the result or the position actually had different character, but based on the ratings, that's how we feel about. And that's not a good news for Aravind or Aronyan, because they already lost 1.5 points.
That's right.
They are 1.5 points behind the leader Magnus Carlsen, who will win this game. I think that we are not exaggerating by claiming that this is a win for Magnus. He will be 5 out of 5. We had some technical issue on the Mendonca game between Sarnasov. I don't know what's the state there, but let's stick with Magnus for a moment, because resignation can come any second. And we have great news. The Sarna game actually works, so once we see the finish of this game, we will move on to that game instantly.
Perfect.
But it just feels like, Mikhalevski is down to 40 seconds, the position is falling apart. He's facing Magnus Carlsen, he knows that there is no hope. Just we know we have been there, it's also very difficult to give up, right? Because as long as you play, he captured an f6, that pawn, Magnus will push the a pawn. It does not change anything. The pawn is moving to a7 and rook b7, rook b8. Just as you indicated, Lawrence wins the game.
It's going to be very, very interesting.
Very interesting. Down to 10 seconds.
Okay, he goes
knight d8 is played, but okay, what is knight d8? This is equals couple. Rook takes d8. And Magnus will play the move rook d8 and a7. Thank you very much. I can finish the game in style. Rook takes d8, king takes d8, a7. It's so pleasing to finish this wonderful game like this. How many sacrifices we have witnessed in this game, by the way? A lot.
There we go.
There we go.
Victor with a hand. Yep, that's it.
And the handshake. A big win for Magnus. And Mikhalevski is saying that I completely missed c5.
Yeah. Big win for Magnus in a position where he should have been tested more, and that is about as free a point as you'll get, because
and he says, we can see on his expression that it was not clear. I wasn't so sure what it is, but that's the point. With this rook ac, knight b3, he disbalanced Mikhalevski, and Victor kind of felt like I need to find a special solution somehow, and